guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman, and this week I'm behind the wheel of the all-new 2022 Lexus RX at 350. So I'm going to do like I always do. I'm going to take you for a walk around, have a closer look at that interior, finish it off with a drive, but make sure you're following my social media platforms because I have an amazing announcement related to motorsport watches. Hard to believe, but the RX has been around for well over a decade now, and it dominates the mid-size luxury SUV market over competitors like the Acura MDX, Audi Q7, BMW X5, and the Mercedes GLE, just to name a few. And with several updates added for 2022, Lexus proves they have zero plans in slowing down within the segment. This year, all Lexus RX 350 models come standard with LED lights up front and on the rear with the Lexus L shape uniquely embedded within them. Lexus Safety Systems 2.0 Plus is also standard across all trims, and a 3.5-liter V6 8-speed automatic transmission which produces 295 horsepower with 268 pound-feet of torque. And you'll be happy to know that although premium fuel is always preferred, it's not required in your RX, but how's it sound when in sport mode? You just heard me mention it, but for 2022, every single RX 350 trim comes equipped with Lexus Safety Systems 2.0 Plus. And this essentially includes features such as pre-collision warning with pedestrian detection, lane keep assist with blind spot monitoring, a rear view camera with cross-traffic alert, and automatic braking. Just some of the features that you receive with that system. But exclusive to Canada, we'll also receive all-wheel drive, whereas my US viewers, you have the pleasure of choosing between all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive, which will save you a little bit of money. But I should also be more specific because this week I'm test driving the Moonlight Edition trim, and for, again, my US viewers, that's going to be your black line trim model, and this provides you with some more blacked out accessories, and it looks really good. And also with these 20-inch wheels, and what I'll do down in the description below is provide you with links so you can compare the trims. I haven't seen this much convenience when it comes to a power liftgate since my review with the Genesis GV80, which has been a competitor to the RX since 2020. So that said, there's a few different ways how you could open up your standard power liftgate. You could of course use your key fob. There's a button located by the driver, and then you can use the traditional button that's located underneath the emblem. Now this power liftgate is adjustable in height, a couple different ways how you could adjust it. Just hold this button right here. After you hold it in place, wait for the beeps and it automatically sets for you, or you can go through your infotainment system and do it that way as well. Now Lexus suggests that overall cargo capacity is class leading, and what I'll do is down in the description, you have to look down there, I provide you with so much information, is I will compare it to a few of its competitors. So again, class leading. Also, what's really impressive is towing. Towing capacity is 3,500 pounds, and then on top you can put anywhere from 150 to 165 pounds. Why there is a difference is speak to your Lexus specialist about their towing package. I recommend it. Now, another great feature that I love about this vehicle is the seats fold in a 40-20-40 split. So if you're an active family like mine, you can put the center seat down and you could store longer items a lot more conveniently. Golf sticks, hockey sticks, whatever the case may be. What I also enjoy is the fact that you could lower these seats by using the handles on the right-hand side. More standard stuff, cargo cover, and then two hooks, one on each side, which can hold 4 kilograms. That's 8 pounds. That's a lot with little hooks on the rear. And then what's really, really nice too is you have a light on each side and a safety kit. Again, if you're an active family, that's going to be so convenient for you. Another great feature, if you're loading up heavy items, you can use your floor cover, pull it all the way out, and it will cover your back bumper, protects you from scratches. Another feature I like is you have, as standard, a spare tire located underneath here. Here's a fast fact for you. When you choose to purchase the Moonlight Edition trim like I have, you actually receive a tea set and a telescope set so you can stargaze out of your panoramic sunroof. In this particular trim, I only have the small power sunroof, but it's nice as well. But one of my favorite features about this RX is the overall space, and especially for rear seat guests. So it doesn't matter if you have a small family or tall teenagers, everybody will fit comfortably. If you're familiar with my channel, you already know I'm 5'3", about 127 pounds, give or take, so you know I never complain about leg space. This seat is currently set up for someone who is 5'10", and as you can see, it's so impressive. It doesn't matter if you're sitting on the outer seats or in the center. Nobody will complain about leg space. Trust me. And what's also nice is these seats move forwards and backwards, and they recline a lot. When it comes to storage space, pretty impressive. You have two large pockets behind both front seats. On the side, it is narrow, but it's incredibly deep, so you can fit a lot there. And when nobody is sitting in the center, you have your two traditional cup and bottle holders. Now, one of the disappointments, because this is a luxury mid-size SUV, is you're only provided with directional vents. I was expecting at least a climate panel back here, but Lexus makes up for it with connectivity. So you have two USB ports back here, but if you need even more connectivity, you can find it inside the front center console. If you're wondering if your RX comes equipped with a remote starter, well, it does, and there's two different ways of how you could activate that feature. You could use your key fob, but you have to watch How To Tuesday, and I show you the trick of how you can pre-start your vehicle in advance, or speak to your Lexus specialist about downloading the Lexus app, and then you can remote start your vehicle, and this allows you to preheat or cool your cabin. Now, for the rest of this interior, it's so impressive. I love the two-tone look, and I really like the fact that these front seats are power operated. They're heated and ventilated. To turn on the heating or the ventilation for your seats, you have to use the buttons located up here. And then this steering wheel is also heated, but oddly enough, to turn on the heating for your steering wheel, that button is located over here on the left-hand side. The rest of the steering wheel, pretty simple to use. On the left hand side, you have your Bluetooth and your voice commands and the buttons for your radio. You also receive 3 months of complimentary Sirius XM. On the right hand side, you have your customization for your both analog and digital driver cluster. Only the center is digital. Like I said, you can customize it by using the buttons over here on the right. You'll also find your lane keep assist here and your adaptive cruise control settings, so you can choose how close or how far away when you're using your cruise control that you get to the person in front of you. Moving over to the infotainment system, so easy to use. There's not a lot of icons to choose from. It's both a touch screen and a swipe through. If you want to minimize your touch points up here, you could also use your Lexus touchpad. Full transparency, I'm super slow with it, so I prefer just using the touch screen or my steering wheel. It makes it really easy. But regardless of trim, you also receive Android Auto, Apple CarPlay as standard. Navigation is standard in other models, but you could always use your cell phone, and that's what I prefer to do as well. When you drop down a little bit lower, this is a throwback to old school. You actually have a CD player, which is kind of funny. And then you have a dual climate panel. Underneath here is where you'll find your wireless mobile charging. And when you're not using your wireless mobile charging, which is standard, you could actually place your mobile device just in this little stand. A few more features before we hit the road, because it continues to be impressive between the connectivity and the storage up here. So what I really like with the storage is on the side panels, it actually extends out. So you could put stuff that's really wide there. And for a passenger sitting up front, you have an additional pocket beside your leg. And then your center armrest is actually 2 levels. You have a removable piece as well. That's great. And like I said, connectivity is so good. Now, when it comes to your driving modes, Pretty simple. You have Eco, Normal, and Sport with paddle shifters. That said, and now let's hit the road so I can provide you with my final impressions from this past week. I'm going to be incredibly picky about my dislikes because I'm a previous Lexus F Sport owner. So first, the key fob. It's just too basic. It definitely needs to be elevated. And then this steering wheel. I would like a steering wheel with a bit more character, but remember, I'm coming from an F Sport, so I was spoiled. That aside, I mean, the wood trim does look good. I really like a steering wheel with some character. And then the infotainment system. I'm never a fan of when an infotainment system protrudes out from the dash because it's actually in your line of sight. Now, for me, I like to sit lower like a gangster, but if I sat like a normal adult, which is up here, I mean, I would have no problem with this infotainment system sticking out from the dash. And then I could take full advantage of this huge windshield. Now, that said, some of the best features is overall visibility with, again, the huge front windshield and then the side vision as well. You do have a blind spot out that third window, but you have to take advantage of your blind spot monitoring and take advantage of your huge side mirrors as well too. Take a moment just to adjust those properly and you won't have any issues. The other great feature about this SUV is the sound quality. It's so quiet, and that is honestly probably my favorite feature out of this whole week, besides the fact that it just looks really good. Drivability, smooth, great steering, it's instant. A little bit of work needs to be done with the transmission because when I transition from Eco or Normal into Sport, there's a delay. So I'm not sure if you can hear it, but currently right now, I'm in Eco mode. I throttle mash it, there's a delay. I throw it into Sport. I'm not sure if you heard that, but it takes a second to adjust itself. Again, that could just be me being picky as a previous Lexus F Sport owner, but it is what it is. Overall, just great comfort, great ride. Love the fact that there's amazing connectivity and storage where it's my family will never complain about space, comfort, or connectivity. But what I like to do in all my videos is recommend a test drive because test drives are complimentary, so I'll provide links down below so you can find your closest Lexus dealership. But for now, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss How To Tuesday or Feature Car Friday. Thanks for watching, guys.